Welcome back to Kalal English Sports, where we make sports your English classroom. Today we're diving into the thrilling action from the second week of the English Premier League. We'll be breaking down key moments and commentary from matches involving Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester City. If you love football and want to improve your English, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. We'll start from one of the matches that took place on Saturday, and that was Aston Villa versus Arsenal. And as you can see, Arsenal have won this match by 2-0. This was a sweet revenge for Arsenal fans, and the statement we see on our screen, this one, it was said by Peter Dury after the match ended. This time they have slain the villains. They have drawn last year's thorn from their flesh. Let's start from the word slain. Slain is an old-fashioned term for killing, often used dramatically to mean defeat, especially when we talk about sports. The word villain refers to the opposing team. In this case, Aston Villa are the villains. Especially in the eyes of Arsenal fans, they are seen as the bad guys. They're the ones who, well, they're not the only ones, but Aston Villa played a huge part in diminishing Arsenal's hope to win the Premier League trophy or to win the Premier League title last season. Thorn from their flesh. It is a metaphor for removing a source of pain or trouble. Therefore, from this statement, we can understand that Peter Dury is trying to tell us that Arsenal have avenged a previous loss by defeating the team that caused them trouble last season, and that team is Aston Villa, and they did that by effectively removing the sting of that past defeat. Imagine if Arsenal had not lost that game to Aston Villa. Maybe, who knows, maybe they would have been the champions in the state of Manchester City. Now we are going to talk about the player of the match, that is David Raya. David Raya impressed everyone, and to be amazed and to applaud David Raya, I don't think you necessarily have to be a gunner or an Arsenal fan. So this was very impressive. This was outstanding from David Raya. And this person said, this opportunity did not come because Arsenal were outplayed or got sliced open or people were out of position. It was a deflected shot that ended up with a goalie in the back of the net and the ball coming off the crossbar. We'll start from the word opportunity. Opportunity refers to, in this case, this chance for Aston Villa. In the 54th minute, Aston Villa had the chance to score the opening goal of the match. However, first, this attempt, it hit the crossbar, but then another Aston Villa player had the chance to make it count. But then, as you can see, David Raya was here, and within seconds or maybe microseconds, he was here. He flew to this direction and was able to make such an outstanding save. And you don't necessarily have to be an Arsenal fan to give him the plaudits. Now let's go to the word outplayed. Outplayed means to be dominated or outperformed by their opponent. This is probably the sports analyst from ESPN or Sky Sports, because those are my references. So this analyst is saying that's not the case. Arsenal were not outplayed. Arsenal were not sliced open. So the phrase sliced open means, it's like a metaphor, meaning the defense was easily penetrated. That definitely was not the case, because everyone knows, at least every football fan knows, how strong Arsenal's defense is. The Arsenal were not outplayed. Arsenal's defense was not sliced open, or people or players were not out of position. That is far from the truth. It was a deflected shot that ended up with a goalie in the back of the net and the ball coming off the crossbar. So deflected shot refers to a shot that changed direction after hitting something, usually another player, because in this case we're talking about football, and the only thing that is present that can probably force or make the ball to change direction is probably going to be the player. And when we come to the crossbar refers to the horizontal bar at the top of the goal. So this one. So the ball, it came off the crossbar. Therefore, one thing we learned from this entire statement is the fact that, well, over here, this person explains that Arsenal, they did not concede due to poor performance. Well, they did not concede at all. Aston Villa did not get this chance due to Arsenal's poor performance or defensive errors, but because of an unlucky deflection that caused the ball to hit the crossbar. that is what happened. And it's not like Arsenal were outplayed or they were outperformed by their opponents. Now it's time for us to take a look at Brighton versus Man United's match. Well, this was such a bitter defeat, especially for Man United, because they almost had the game. Brighton have won it in added time, and listen to the Amex roar. Manchester United thought they'd won it. João Pedro does win it for the Seagulls. Let's start from the phrase added time. Added time means extra minutes added at the end of a match to compensate for stoppage. Amex is Brighton's home stadium. That is the name of the stadium. And the Seagulls, it refers to the Brighton fans. Do you see this fan? It's like we say the Red Devils if we want to talk about Manchester United. We say the Gunners if we want to talk about Arsenal. So just like that, that is what the Seagulls refers to Brighton fans. Therefore, one thing we learned from this statement is the fact that Brighton, they have managed to clinch victory in the final moments of the game, surprising Manchester United, who thought they had the match in the bag. But João Pedro, Brighton's hero, his goal or his late goal sealed the win for Brighton, because the goal was scored, if I'm not mistaken, in the 97th minute. You can see the shock, you can see the surprise in Ten Hag's face. I just feel bad for Ten Hag. And you may ask different Man United fans to share their thoughts about Saturday's match, and some of them might say, well, it's definitely Ten Hag's fault. And the other category might say, well, we just got unlucky. And this person says this: when you make so many changes, there is going to be confusion. And that's exactly why, in my opinion, Manchester United lost that goal. Let's start from the word confusion. Confusion refers to being in a state of disorder or maybe uncertainty, and that usually leads to mistakes. And when we come to the phrase lost that goal, it refers to conceding a goal, allowing the opponent to score. So this commentator or this sports analyst believes that Manchester United's multiple lineup change led to confusion. For instance, over here you can see Alejandro Garnacho waiting to get on the pitch. I feel like Erik ten Hag did such a great job by letting Garnacho come on the pitch, because he almost helped his team lead the game or win the game. Manchester United's multiple lineup changes, those changes led to confusion on the pitch, which contributed to the team conceding a goal. Now it's time for us to take a look at Manchester City versus Ipswich Town. As you can see, the champions claimed victory and the game ended 4-1. Not just that, it's Haaland's 10th City hat-trick. All his Premier League athletes have hat-tricks. Where did I read? What did I say? But this word is hat-tricks, have been here at the Etihad Stadium. The perfect start to the season, 6 points from 2 games. We'll start from the word hat-trick. Hat-trick refers to, or we say someone he made a hat-trick when that player scores 3 goals in a single match. Therefore, Erling Haaland scored in this particular match 3 goals. As you can see, Manchester City players scored 4 goals, and out of those 4 goals, 3 of them were scored by, well, the machine, Erling Haaland. The Etihad Stadium is the home ground of Manchester City, and the perfect start refers to an ideal beginning, indicating that the team, in this case Manchester City, have won its first 2 matches, 6 points from 2 games. So when a team wins, we all know that if you win a single game, that is 3 points. And if you win another game, that is another 3 points. So 3 plus 3 is 6 points. So 6 points from 2 games. It's only week 2 and City already have the perfect start. I don't know about you, but I have not heard of the team Ipswich Town before this season. And that means they just got promoted to the English Premier League. And the person said, welcome to the Big Boy League for those defenders. Over here, the phrase Big Boy League, you can consider it as a slang term referring to a top tier, highly competitive environment, in this case, the English Premier League. Therefore, over here, this person, he is humorously pointing out that the defenders are now facing the toughest competition in the Premier League, which is a significant challenge because the league they used to play in is not the same as the Premier League. It is a completely different environment and it is more competitive. Therefore, that is what he's trying to tell them. Now, one of the most shocking results of the weekend was Chelsea beating Wolves 6-2. 6, do you see this? So 6-4 Chelsea, quite the away day. It's a memorable Molineux away day for Enzo Maresca. I hope I pronounced this word correctly. Okay, so let's go to the word quite the away day. It refers to a significant or memorable performance by a team, by, in this case, by Chelsea, while playing away from home. Therefore, Wolves, they played home. However, Chelsea played at Wolves Stadium. So that is why the commentator used the phrase quite the away day. Memorable, if we say that something is memorable, we're saying that it is worth remembering that thing, or that thing we're talking about is notable. Therefore, from this entire statement, we learned that Chelsea had an outstanding performance, scoring not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 goals in an away match, making it a day to remember, especially for their head coach Enzo Maresca. What a beautiful day to be a Chelsea fan. They've had 3 or 4 chances to really hurt Wolves and they've got sloppy, but they've just totally outclassed them. Let's start from the word sloppy. If we say that someone is sloppy, we're saying that, oh, that person is careless or that person lacks precision, often leading to mistakes. So they made mistakes, but if they had not, oh my God, just imagine if they had scored 4 more goals and this would have been 10. No, that would have been too much. Let's go to the word outclassed. It means to perform significantly better than the opponent. Therefore, when it comes to Chelsea, despite missing a few opportunities, despite missing 3-4 opportunities due to careless play, due to being sloppy, they were clearly the superior team and thoroughly dominated Wolves. What happened to Wolves, by the way? Now, let's move on to the Reds. The Reds had their first home game at Anfield, and they were victorious because they won the match 2-0. For the majority of the game, Liverpool had control. They might have been greedy for more than they got, but this for now ticks the boxes. We'll start from the word control, and let me use my pen again. So the word control refers to dominating the game in terms of maybe possession or strategy. So we can understand that Liverpool dominated the game if we talk in terms of maybe possession or strategy, like I said. And greedy means wanting more than is necessary or deserved. As you can see, they won the game 2-0, but I'm sure Liverpool players would have been happier if they won the game, maybe like Chelsea 6-0. Can you imagine how sweet that would have felt? Let's go to this ticks the boxes. It means satisfies the basic requirements or expectations. Therefore, the statement we see on our screen tells us that Liverpool, they dominated most of the match. While they may have desired a larger victory, their performance was sufficient and it made expectations, because the main goal was to win the game and to snatch the 3 points. They did exactly that. So at this point, you might be wondering, especially if you have not watched the game, you may ask yourself, wow, how were the players? How was the aura? It was not selfish individual play. It was more thinking, can I lay it on a plate for my friend? Can I pass it into a better area? This was said by one of the sports analysts. Let's start from the word selfish individual play. It refers to, or when a player focuses on their own success rather than the team's. Laid on a plate. It is a phrase meaning to make something very easy for someone, in this case, setting up a goal for their friends. A better area. It refers to a more advantageous position on the pitch. Therefore, this person is trying to tell us that, or he's praising the unselfish teamwork It must be nice. Wow. So he's praising the unselfish teamwork of Liverpool players, where they were more focused on assisting their teammates rather than individual glory, which contributed to Liverpool's victory in yesterday's match. And that's it for our analysis of the key commentary from the second week of the English Premier League. I've tried to break down some of the most exciting moments from Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester City matches. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kalal English Sports. Leave a comment below about your favorite moment of the week, and I'll see you in the next video.